Hello.
Go see Zootopia.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's a really good movie. We're gonna, more than likely, this will be called Critical Cousins, but we're not gonna be very critical here because
there's nothing to
good, you know.
I don't have any real. There weren't any glaring problems.
No. Should we start with problems just to get them out of the way?
Yeah, get the problems out of the way, then we can gush.
Then we'll go. Okay. Oh gosh. Zootopia.
Zootopia.
So. For me, the biggest problem I had was...
So there's a them now.
So there's a them now. There's something about Michael Bluth saying that. Something about Jason Bateman, this white man in a recording booth saying, "Oh, so there's a they now." That was... It rubbed me the wrong way. But, and unfortunately, this is kind of a staple in all animated movies, I feel like, where they have to have the misunderstanding.
The misunderstanding. I hate the misunderstanding.
It's always bad. It's always bad.
Why can't the main cast be together for the realization? There has to be a misunderstanding to have a realization. That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't see how it's whatever.
It doesn't make any difference.
It's really stupid.
But you know, it's always touching when they get back together.
Yeah, and you know what? It doesn't last very long.
It's like 6 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think we need to say spoiler for that part because every animated movie has a misunderstanding. So yeah, it doesn't last for very long. You see her on the farm.
Yeah, and
which is fun because then you get that nice moment with her and the bully. And,
that's an excellent moment.
Very nice moment.
And really, you can kind of see a passage of time. So the misunderstanding is kind of long, but we're not sitting in it that long.
Yeah, it's what would you say, implied? I guess that it lasts.
There is
a while.
Because I mean,
but it really lasts like 5 minutes.
We miss like her coming back to her parents and talking to them about selling carrots and junk.
Fine, that's unnecessary.
You know what. The parents are kind of funny sometimes, especially when they're like
they're like, "Be careful,"
or like give up on your dreams. Give up.
Yeah,
dreams suck.
But you can still see where they're coming from. They're not like, we're oppressive parents. Like they're very caring.
They're very encouraging.
They're encouraging and caring, but at the same time, they're very concerned and racist. So it's
racism.
That is racism. The name of the game here. Which I guess brings me to the other thing that I was kind of about because honestly, I was glad with how they handled the Prejudice theme because obviously we've seen it done heavy-handed in the past.
They did a great job.
Besides, so there's a there now, I really didn't have a big problem with the Prejudice thing, except Gazelle is the leader of change. I don't know what that means.
I think that they're just kind of
was it just like, we have Shakira here, let's give her a bigger role?
I think it's one of those like celebrities like being activists.
Yeah, and what sort of bothered me is that it showed a celebrity being an activist, and that actually caused a change, which does not happen in life.
That is the truth.
I really
no offense to Leonardo DiCaprio, but his Oscar speech is not going to stop global warming.
Probably not. I think the globe is going to continue to warm up despite his speech. But yeah, I don't think celebrities really make change in the world, and this heavily implies that they do. Oh well. It makes for a really fun concert credit sequence, which was very entertaining. And fun.
It was pretty entertaining. And I like, so Gazelle is this weird combination of like supposed to be like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, but the pun is on Adele, and Gazelle is nothing like Adele.
I didn't even think of that. I did not think of Adele.
That is why they picked Gazelle. It's because of Adele.
Did they say that? Is that like...
No, but it's obvious.
It's obvious? Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm stupid for not saying
They were the only... Like we need a pop star whose name sounds like an animal.
Yeah. See, to me, I thought the opposite. I thought, what's an animal whose name sounds like it could be a pop star? And Gazelle makes sense, because the L just kind of... But now
like Adele.
Adele. Yeah, that's stupid on me.
You heard it here first.
Jacob didn't know Gazelle was Adele. I mean, I can't say like, oh, it's a product of its time because Prejudice has always existed.
Welcome to life. There's Prejudice,
but it is kind of one of the few animated movies to address that, and it's a big movie to be doing it.
It is.
Here's something that I thought was weird. It didn't like offend me or rub me the wrong way or anything, but it's just something I kind of noticed. Is there's several times where characters will say like "Oh God" or "Oh my God," and that kind of stood out to me because first of all, you never hear that in Disney movies.
No, you don't.
Know, except like Nightmare Before Christmas. I remember like, and by God, I'm really going to give them something. Yeah. So like they've had it like once, and they didn't even put their name on that until later. But until
they needed to use it. So much merchandise.
Much merchandise. So much Hot Topic.
Hot Topic.
But what was funny to me is like that's just that like maybe this is just my weird nerd brain, but I started thinking like, are they implying that
there's an animal god?
Is there an animal god like in this universe? Is there like is God a dog?
It's Mufasa. It's Mufasa.
Oh, Mufasa. Absolutely
is animal god.
That actually totally makes sense. That is canon now.
That is
in any Disney anthropomorphic movie. Mufasa is God.
Another kind of I think that this one is just kind of a missed opportunity. So when the receptionist leopard cheetah, because of the spots, he's a cheetah.
I couldn't tell, but for some reason I kept saying jaguar.
The tail is very leopard jaguar. It's a very thick, long tail. It's not very cheetah-like, but the spots are just like polka dots.
So we're gonna say
that's
leopard?
cheetah.
So it's cheetah.
It's cheetah.
So it's a fat cheetah.
It's a fat cheetah.
Fat gay cheetah.
Yes.
Which is cool. Kind of the first gay Disney character. Disney's getting up on the time.
They've been slowly moving towards that.
Yeah, and this movie is certainly by far the most kind of progressive movie.
Yes.
This is kind of stupid, but I thought, what if there were like bispecial characters in the movie? Because there's biracial people.
You see,
or is there like a crab mouse or something? Like,
that is
stupid like that.
Well, first of all, there are only mammals in the movie, so
fair.
We don't have to worry about a crab mouse. That'd be terrifying.
Crab mouse pictured here. Anyway.
Oh no, but what I was saying, there's this missed opportunity, I think, when the leopard cheetah. He's a cheetah. We just discussed that.
We have decided he is a cheetah.
The cheetah...
Rich Moore, tell us if we're wrong.
Thank you. The cheetah says to Judy...
We'll get to Judy.
He calls Judy cute.
Oh,
and Judy says...
I love that moment.
Judy says, like... Only bunnies can call bunnies cute.
We only call each other that.
It's really like it's not okay when other species call us cute.
I don't know if that was intended to be funny, but I laughed a lot at that. I
thought it was well done, but I think that
it was a good point.
That could have been.
I also thought it was funny just because we very clearly know what it is that they're talking about.
That could have been a more running thing.
They did only do that once.
Because she only reacts to it once, but
Nick says it to her all
Nick
the time.
calls her cute all the time, and
but she doesn't want to see that get to her. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Which ends up being Nick's kind of message.
Yes.
Let them see things get.
But I feel like they could have used it more. I feel like they set it up, and they could have used it the whole movie, and they just used it once. And I feel like they could have used it more.
That's fair. Yeah, let's move on to positives.
The positives. Judy is the positives.
Oh, wow. Judy is, I think, both of our all-time favorite Disney character, I can say.
Yeah. I think Judy passes whoever else could possibly have been there.
Yeah. Judy is amazing.
Judy is the main character. She's the bunny.
She is the main bunny character. Does she not? She's okay with being called Bunny, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Bunny. I mean,
Bunny
and
Rabbit
bunny.
seems to be interchangeable.
Yeah, they're. I don't even know.
I'm thinking about the rules of the movie. I'm like, I don't want to offend any animals watching.
That is the kind of movie it was. You feel like you can offend people in the movie.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to separate predators and prey.
Yeah,
now.
No.
But Judy,
predators
okay. So huge positives about Judy. She is probably the most like ambitious Disney character we've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
she is.
Only rivaled by like Tiana as far as ambition in life.
Sure, yeah.
But
she just has this amazing drive.
The drive is there.
Yeah. She's incredibly optimistic,
very
to almost a naive extent, which makes her all more likable.
She is likable in her naivete,
and just how sort of she's just like, well, why can't I just be the main police officer on my first date?
Yeah,
she's like, parking tickets. I'm gonna give all the parking tickets, and she's like, be the chief. Like, she's 100, ready to go.
100 parking tickets today. Nah, I'll do 200 by noon.
Yeah,
by noon. And she does it because she is Judy.
She's Judy, and she's Judy.
She's Judy.
She's Judy. She is very ambitious, very optimistic, Judy. Very positive. It's never even talked about that she is a woman. It's only talked about that she's a bunny.
True.
They never point out that she's a female. It's always like, well, you're a bunny, you're tiny, you can't do anything. Whereas they don't ever say like
gender does not plays no part in the entire film, and good for friggin' Disney.
It's very cool. It's a very cool thing. Yeah, I love Judy so much. Judy's like who I aspire to be as a person.
I would love to have that much determination.
Determination, absolutely.
Ability to succeed, like
not just wanting to, but actually doing, actually succeeding.
She's talented at life.
Yeah, she's just great, man.
She's
very smart character, very fun, and you're behind her the whole time. She's so likable,
amazingly likable.
Like from the first moment you see her as a little bunny doing that play, and she's just so over the top and stuff. Like everybody knew that kid. Everybody knew that kid in school who was just like they're way too into it. They're probably gonna do something.
I think that, I mean, I know you have to keep kids' movies kind of short.
Yeah.
But the time of the police academy, that montage could have been a little longer. Show her struggle a little longer.
I loved that running bit that they just kept escalating it till it's them in the separate stalls. That was very funny.
Yeah, but I think that they could have showed her, because it's like she does it and she sucks, and then the next time she does it, and it's like I want to see a middle one.
That's true. They kind of, she goes from
climb of she goes from not being able to do it to being able to do it.
That's true. They should have had her like middling at some point.
Yeah, but
more footage, more things to render.
That takes time and money.
We're not animators, but I've heard that's something that takes a while.
Yep. That's why we don't get like 17 Disney movies a year.
There you go. Maybe we get one a year.
We don't really need 17 a year. Have fresh ideas like Zootopia.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time. It's okay.
Please take your time.
Granted, we are excited for more movies like this. We are. What were you guys? Nick.
Nick is a great character. Great yin to her yang. Her
yin to the yang.
Sure.
They balance each other out very nicely.
I mean, it's very much like 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They're very opposite. He is Jason Bateman, perfectly casted. Is perfect.
He loves Jason Bateman and his development that happens to be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Check
it out if you haven't seen it. Nick is a very funny character. I really like his introduction because as an adult, like you kind of already know like that he's scamming them. So from the beginning, like him with the little bat and being like, "Oh well, this is the worst birthday ever, huh?" It's so funny how much they milk it. And then just her following him, seeing his whole plan and everything. He's a great con artist, very funny character.
Oh yeah.
Very smart. You don't see a lot of characters like that. I feel like in animated movies in general, where he's just very, is smug the right word?
He's pretty smug. He's very
he's just very
self-assured
abilities. Yeah, he's very self-assured.
Self-assured.
Kind of like, you think that's gonna work, huh?
But then Judy does it, and then he's kind of sad, and you without hating him, you kind of revel in his pain.
Sure, yeah. I think you do like watching Judy kind of dupe him because we're so on Judy's side.
The first time they meet, he just owns Judy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
she comes right back.
She comes right back.
Which is a great running plot device. Loved the carrot available in stores now.
I actually saw it in the store.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it at Downtown Disney. Go buy one.
It's real.
It's real. I don't know how they like always rewind to the right spot, But
I think it just records one thing.
yeah, but like, how do you know exactly when to start recording?
There's 3 problems with this movie. So, no, come on. It's a cartoon.
I just
they did what they did.
They did a great job. It was amazing. It was beautiful.
I'm not gonna stop thinking about that now. How do they know to? Anyway, the casting in general was wonderful.
Idris Elba,
for once, actually using his real accent. He was he usually plays an American guy in the Pacific Rim, The Wire, The Office for a season. He's great in everything he's in. Be a great James Bond.
Yes.
White people.
Yes.
Listen up.
Then you have Maurice LaMarche as
the God Mouse.
Is that a spoiler?
I don't know. No, not really. That Mr. Big is
Mr. Big
very tiny.
It's a great reveal.
It's a great reveal. It's funny because it's such a simple joke, and yet it was very effective. I laughed really hard.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I also laughed at how blatant
The Godfather.
Like, it's just daughter's wedding. It's just like
it's literally the open. Like, they just all of a sudden we're at the opening of The Godfather.
Yeah,
and I'm completely okay with that.
Yeah, I loved it. That was very funny. Maurice LaMarche is incredible voice actor, the brain.
Yes.
Need I say more?
We could. We're not gonna
forever.
We're not gonna go on about
the funniest parts of Futurama. Pretty much, him and Billy West own that show. John DiMaggio. Anyway, moving on. John DiMaggio is in the movie as well.
Who's John DiMaggio?
He's a voice in it. I saw it on IMDb. I don't remember.
Probably just as additional voices. He probably is one of those background guys. Why would you get John DiMaggio and have him be a background voice?
Right? He should be every
waste
in every movie.
That is not true. He does not have quite enough range.
This is the new campaign for John DiMaggio, every voice in every movie.
I love you, John DiMaggio. I don't want you to be all the females in all the movies. It's not okay with me.
I would watch you be all the females in all the movies.
You know, we could spread it out. There are a lot of good voice actors out there and actresses.
He's wrong.
That's possible. I'm wrong a lot.
Tell us in the comments if John DiMaggio should be every voice in everything. Moving on, other great people.
Alan Tudyk.
Who
does the Steve Buscemi impression to be a weasel.
He does an amazing Steve Buscemi impression.
Because they couldn't get Steve Buscemi, so they made Alan Tudyk do it.
I'm sure they could get Steve Buscemi, but I think...
They got him to be in Monsters University, which is significantly less good than Zootopia.
Yes, but I think Alan Tudyk is sort of like Disney's new good luck charm.
Yeah. He was amazing as King Candy.
As King Candy. Oh, Candy. And then in Frozen, he's the silly Duke.
Oh my gosh, they do a good job.
Yeah.
He's
a Duke in that, and then his character's name is Duke. Oh.
Yeah. It's a good little.
So his name always
callback.
involves royalty. Maybe that's a running thing. We'll check for that in the next Disney movie if Alan Tudyk is in it again. In Moana, if he plays another character who's either royal or his name has something to do with royalty.
There we go.
Duke Weaston is a very funny character. One of my favorite jokes in the movie.
That is a great
pirated Disney
DVDs
that are animal themed.
Wrangled.
Wreck-It Rhino.
Pig Hero 6.
It's so. They're
not on the screen long enough. I will, when I get the DVD, I will pause and just sit there.
Get that screenshot.
And it will be beautiful.
I'm sure it's already on Google.
I hope it is.
But why not get the movie instead?
If we could find the screenshot, here it is.
There it is.
It's beautiful. They're so funny.
It's very funny. Not since Aladdin has there been that blatant meta Disney reference. Yeah. Genie wearing his Disney tourist stuff.
Literally the goofy hat.
Goofy hat. Oh, perfect.
Was that in Aladdin or Aladdin King of Thieves?
That was Aladdin.
Okay.
It's at the end of Aladdin. King of Thieves. That's a callback. It's a way back. Throwback.
I need to see King of Thieves again.
Tell us if we should watch King of Thieves again in the comments.
You don't know.
I don't really know how to use the comments, but I'm gonna, we'll see what happens.
We're supposed to tell you to comment, but we don't know what to tell you.
We don't know when to tell you to do that, but a lot of people on YouTube
Do that.
tell you what to comment. Don't let YouTubers tell you what to comment.
Unless they're us.
Yeah. Don't let YouTubers tell you what to comment, and tell us how you feel about that in the comments below. Moving on to other parts of Zootopia. I love you.
I love you too.
Aww.
Other parts of Zootopia that are great. Zootopia the city.
Amazing.
It's
so detailed.
So cool.
I wish we could have seen more of it. We never went to the Sahara.
Yeah, we didn't even go there. I didn't even think about that.
They bothered to put all this detail into the Sahara when we never really
We
go there.
better get a sequel because I want more time with Judy.
I don't want it to all be in the Sahara, though. Please don't do that.
No, please no. We'll have one scene,
yeah.
just like we had like one scene in the jungle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I would have loved to have seen even more of those different, like, it was Rainforest District, and Tundra Town, and stuff like that. I would have loved to see more of that stuff. That was really great. So much detail. I mean, just an absurd amount of detail.
Wonderfully animated film. So many.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my second time watching it, I just wanted to look at the backgrounds and notice as many things as possible, because I know that there's just so much attention to detail that not enough people are going to enjoy. They put so much effort into just filling it so many scenes with stuff that you want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
I mean, it's one of those things where like you could pause every minute and see some kind of Easter egg.
Yeah, I'm sure that they already have a giant list of Easter eggs.
I'm sure the internet's already on it.
Thanks, internet.
Thank you, internet.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, internet. Shout out to the internet.
Hey, comment if you like the internet.
Subscribe. So, moving on. This is a question. I don't know how children really feel about this movie. In the theater I was in, there was a very restless child who kind of walked around the theater a couple times, which inattentive parents for one thing. But also, there is a lot of dialogue, and there's a lot of sort of talking about, what do we call each other, and how does this whole societal thing work?
There is a lot of politics in it.
Yeah, so I do wonder kind of what it's like for kids. Because I thought maybe kids wouldn't, I don't know what they would think of Inside Out, which is like, it's like one of my favorite movies. And you know what? It turns out kids really loved it.
Kids liked Inside Out.
So I don't know how they feel about Zootopia. I know
but Inside Out is more, I think it's a little more visual.
Yeah.
It doesn't talk as much as Zootopia does.
Zootopia does a lot of talking. I mean, it has a lot of detail to keep you entertained. Yes. You can have that movie on mute and still be like, oh, look at that. It's just so many things. There was a couple scary moments in the movie.
That jaguar.
The big
popping
scary jaguar.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it with my girlfriend. And after that, she was like, I think that my life was just shortened by about 6 seconds. And I agree with her. The whole theater jumped.
Really?
The second time I saw it,
I don't remember.
Almost no reaction. Granted, the theater, I saw it at like 11 in the morning, so no one was there.
Well, there you go.
The second time, but the first time I saw it, the theater was packed and the whole theater jumped. It was, I was a little on edge after that. They did a good job of keeping you on your toes.
The crazy otter.
The crazy otter.
He's pretty crazy.
I didn't really think about otters as being predators.
That was kind of mind-blowing. I'm 22, and I did not, as of yesterday.
Happy birthday! Yesterday, meaning the day before yesterday, because this is probably not going to go online until a couple days after his birthday.
It's March 19th.
March 19th. Happy birthday.
Now that much more of my personal information is on the internet.
His social security number is...
A lot of the sort of savage animals are pretty intense as well. Which reminds me, J.K. Simmons as a lion.
J.K. Simmons, beautiful casting.
Beautiful casting. I mean,
beautiful man.
Anytime you cast J.K. Simmons, it's a good choice.
You made the right casting.
It's a good choice. But he, as a lion, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
He's got a very kind of,
regal.
Yeah, regal, I guess.
He has a big voice.
I'm the mayor. He's got that kind of. That sounded more like Seth Rogen, but anyway.
That did sound a little more like Seth Rogen.
That's.
Don't try to do impressions of J.K. Simmons. Just let him be awesome.
I'm embarrassed now. Yeah. But anyway, he was great. then him kind of trying to cover up that whole thing was very funny. And then that's kind of spoilers. Should we talk about spoilers? You're seeing here right now.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, so we are going to talk about spoilers on this show.
When did you figure out...
You just watched that decision happen right now.
When did you figure out who the villain was?
When they revealed it. I am not smart, and you know what? They've kind of got me the last couple... Here's an interesting thing about recent Disney movies. The last however many there's been, the villain is always a twist. You know what I mean? Like, it's a twist that King Candy turns out to be...
Wreck-It Ralph,
yeah. King Candy turns out to be...
Turbo, which was an amazing twist.
A good twist.
Well set up.
Yeah. And again, like, just stupid, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Hans, we think everyone kind of figured out. But Hans from Frozen was a big twist as well. And then, again, the lamb.
The lamb.
What's her name? The character.
Assistant Mayor... Oh... Something Weather.
Merryweather?
No.
Lammy Weather.
It's not...
Jenny Slate. Jenny Slate, who is a very funny actress.
Yes.
Love her on Parks and Rec. Love her on SNL. She's great.
Who's she on Parks and Rec?
She is Mona Lisa. Money, please!
Oh my gosh.
She's amazing. Very funny actress, very funny comedian. Perfect for this character. Because Jenny Slate is very good at being sweet and menacing at the same time.
And that is
very
what
funny.
that little sheep
that
is.
That character is great. Very funny villain.
I guessed that she was the villain during the scene where they visit her in her office. It's just like, this character's life sucks too much for her not to be the villain. The mayor calls her Smellweather.
That's right. Bellwether.
It's Bellwether.
Bellwether. It's Smellweather. That's right. And then she called him Lion Fart, which, again, I think might be a first. I don't know if I've ever heard the word fart in a Disney movie, an animated Disney movie.
Yeah, that's a good...
It's a big landmark for Zootopia. It's the first Disney movie to say fart. It's a big deal.
It's not a big deal at all.
I know...
Fart jokes are stupid.
Agree to disagree. No, Bellwether is a very funny character. She's very well set up, very funny, still kind of intimidating a little bit, you know, which she very much kind of has the upper hand towards the end there.
I also guessed that they were going to put blueberries in the gun. Did you get that?
That was pretty, I mean, because they just say, oh, here's blueberries. Oh, that seemed like an unnecessary thing to put in there. Because think about, like, oh, that took 3 days to render, him mentioning these blueberries, so I imagine that they have something to do with the plot.
Foxes like berries.
Foxes like, that is a thing.
Well-known fact.
So do beagles, according to Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes.
Anyway, but yes, so those little twists were pretty well set up. Speaking of blueberries and the little... things, the Breaking Bad reference.
The Breaking Bad reference was A+.
It's very funny. It's so, like, blatant.
Yeah, it's
they
pretty obvious.
Characters called Walt and Jesse.
Yeah, it's like, Walt and Jesse are here, or something like that.
Because it's very clearly a meth lab. It's very clearly a meth lab.
Yes.
They're making blue stuff, and he's in a yellow hazmat suit. And I was thinking, I'm like, oh, this is a little homage to Breaking Bad. I was like, that's cool.
And then he says Walt and Jesse. And I was like, oh, you're like painfully aware of this reference, and I am okay with it.
Yeah.
It was a great reference. I loved it.
It's very funny.
It was beautiful.
Very funny. Those sheep characters, their eyes are so weird. I guess it's accurate.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny, though, like the lines.
A lot of, like some of the animals were really realistic, and some of them were a lot less realistic. The sheep were a little too realistic. I don't know.
I liked it. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
The weasel was accurate because it was like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah. It even looked like Steve Buscemi.
It did remind me of Steve Buscemi in some weird way. I don't know why.
We love you, Steve Buscemi.
You're one of my very favorite actors. I don't mean to
literally
offend.
One of the best men working in the film industry.
Absolutely. We have nothing but respect for Mr. Buscemi.
Exactly.
So bullying is very much addressed in this movie. We have Judy, who is bullied by a hick fox.
He is,
which for a movie,
honestly, for a movie about
stereotypes, this is a very stereotypical Southern racist bully character. But he does redeem himself, so I guess it's okay. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
It's a little bit of stereotype. So Judy stands up to them, and then she is put down.
She
and loses,
gets scratched in the face,
which is, I think, important because I think that there is, you get a lot of like Karate Kids and stuff like that. You get a lot of movies like that where it's like just stand up to your bully and beat them up. It's like, well, more than likely the reason that they're bullying you is because they're a lot bigger than you. So it was kind of smart to show it that way. And then we have a very, really intense, scary, almost out of place scene with Nick's backstory.
Oh my gosh.
Which was
one of the most real moments.
Very real. Very real. Nick, as a kid, sort of joins like a Cub Scouts kind of thing. And he is taken into this basement to have like an initiation kind of thing, and then they turn off the lights and put a muzzle on him, and it's horrifying.
It is that's actually a little intense.
It's pretty intense, I'd say, for kids.
Yeah, for kids, that might be a little
too real. Because
it is very real.
I think a lot of kids have some kind of memory like that of just sort of kind of getting ganged up on. It's a scary thing. It's a real thing. Final thoughts on Zootopia.
Go see it. I would say if your kids are very sensitive to bullying, seeing the savage animals attacking. I mean, it can get a little intense, but most kids, I mean, if your kid's 10 or even just 8, they'll probably be okay with it.
It's appropriately PG.
It's
not PG for boogers and farts.
It's PG because the parents
themes.
need. Yeah, really.
It's very like thematic elements would actually be a real reason to give this a PG. And then some scary moments. I guess.
But you will love it as the person watching YouTube right now. You will love it. I mean. Okay, I can't guarantee it, but there is something for everybody, and you will at least like it.
Absolutely,
it's a good. Coming in, I tempered my expectations because I heard only great things about it, and now
has like 1 billion% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, at least
it's already on the IMDb top 250.
It had like an 8.4 last I checked.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It deserves it.
It should at least be above Deadpool, but that's a discussion for another time.
Ask us why we said that in the comments. Tell us we suck for saying that Zootopia is better than Deadpool.
We're talking smack now. If we get enough hate, we'll make an on Deadpool video.
Give us hate if you want to see us talk about Deadpool.
I agree. I think it's a very good movie. I think it's very entertaining. It's not preachy. It's not just the animated crash. It's actually, it's not preachy. It's very, I think it very much hits that good middle level with a handful of exceptions that we talked about. Cast is great. It's very funny. It's got a great song. Just excellent writing, amazing visuals.
Great everything.
Rich Moore is a Simpsons director, writer guy, so you got a couple Simpsons guys, I think, working on this movie for the writing, so I mean, it's great writing.
People leave the Simpsons to do great things.
Absolutely. My final thoughts, go see the movie. It's very fun. It's very funny. It's got our seal of approval, if that matters to you.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. 9 out of 10. I should really quickly explain our rating scale, because I've recently had disagreements with some people on rating scales. So for us, it's more of the American educational grading system, I think.
It gets a low A.
Yeah, it's A- from us. Yeah. So if we get something an 8 out of 10, it's a B. So 5 and below is sort of like subjective as to whether something is a 2 or a 4. And we'll explain.
There's not that much difference between like a 5 and a and a 1. There's
some.
It all sucks.
It's all bad below 5. Absolutely.
But it's like, where do you put the Smurfs versus the Last Airbender? They're both 1s, actually. They're both 1s.
Both 1s. You heard it here first. Last Airbender and the Smurfs, both 1s. Go see Zootopia.
Go see Zootopia.
It's great.
It's too good. It's too good. You have to see it for yourself.